All right. There we go. So that was fun. It was weird. The Ubuntu build instructions didn't get me anywhere. I used the Red Hat instructions to compile from source, and it all made sense. So that was odd, but it works. Looks like I'm live. I'm here. All right, back where we were before, wasting all that time on nonsense. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. My bad. All right. So, where we left off. All right, let's plug this in. You can see over here. That's no good. So, it's good to be in a place where you can see that without a microscope. As I said, a microscope should be considered a luxury for this, but you should still be able to see that without taking out a microscope. That's the goal. Hello, Catherine. I have browser source. I have successfully compiled OBS from source with browser source. I'm a happy man. Hello, Matthew Spriggs. I forget how you became a chat mod. I actually forget who you are, but you're remotely familiar. Okay. Remove the cap. Crack component caused how? I don't know. Ask Apple. And we get in there. Remove the old solder. Just in case Dave Jones is watching, we'll pronounce the L in solder today. Always got to show respect for Mr. Dave Jones at EV Blog. Inspiration to many. Always show some respect to Mr. Dave Jones at the EV Blog. Oh, I remember that, Matthew Spriggs. I remember you. No, the other cap on the left is fine. I see what you see, but it's not. No, it's fine. You'll see. I'll measure just to make sure. What you're seeing is a head. Wait. Okay. Yo. Well, look at that. It's a small crack, but I don't. I really. I think it's fine. I should replace it while I'm here, but let's just take a look and see. Yeah, it's fine. I should just replace it. Like, I'm here. You should read books on audio with your voice. I don't think that would go very well. I sincerely doubt people want to listen to me all day. Okay, we'll take that one too. But it's still good. It's just, you know, I guess this cuts out our opportunity for recurring revenue. Sonny would call this recurring revenue right here. You get the experience of coming in again and again and again, you know? Why wouldn't you want the experience of being here again and again and again? And I hope your laptop's on its way back to you. I also hope that they actually fixed it. they didn't please let me know so I can, you know. Little Oreo. Little Oreo. Hi, Oreo. Who's a good kitty? Hey, Oreo. Hi, Oreo. What a good kitty. Okay, we're going to take a cap off of the donor board. Need a new SMC and a 2015 Air. Ha! New. That's a fun one. Best you can hope for is some salvaged crap off of a donor board. Just like the rest of us, my friend. Okay, one of these is gonna fly away. I'm trying to do 2 caps at the same time. 2 caps with 1 nozzle. Every man's dream. 2 caps, 1 nozzle. 2 caps, 1 nozzle. Here we go. Okay, I'm being a little too greedy there. No such thing as 2 caps, 1 nozzle, you know? That's not happening. Okay, don't forget the fuse, which of course is going to be missing from every one of my donors. Remember, this fuse is only 2 ohms, but that's still more than what it needs to be. I don't think 2 ohms is appropriate for a fuse. Nation work, let's see. Thank you, Copaz, that's more than I deserve. That's $2 and it's more than I deserve, or have earned. Traditionalist, it's good to see you here again. I hope you're having a good day. Hope everything's going well for you. It's good to see a familiar face. The little label on the Wi-Fi card disagrees with me heating it, but... yeah, no sound, sorry. I'll figure that out later. Okay. Now. Hey, Mr. Clinton, good boy. Who's a good kitty? Hi, Clinton. I know, you're mad. Why are you always mad? Why are you always so mad? Why are you always so mad? Why you so... Ay, ay, ay. Have you ever thought of expanding into other items like audio repair? I have not. I have not. What can you say about Apple's self-repair thing? I did a video on it that goes over it in detail a few days ago. I'm not really that particularly excited about it. It's pretty much what I expected it to be. Not exciting. You can buy parts for 2 or 3 modern phones for almost what Apple charges to fix them. Pretty poor privacy policy for that you have to agree to if you want your stuff paired again, and it's missing all the cool shit. So it's just about what I would expect it to be, honestly. They provided just enough so that people who are not really informed on how any of this stuff works will believe that I'm being unreasonable with what I'm asking for. Didn't Apple already give you what you want? So, anyway, I'm going to leave you with fan spin. I'm just going to wash off this alcohol from my tweezers first. First, I want to show you some fan spin, all right? Okay, there you go. You get to see some fan spin over here. This obviously has to go through I'm going to put it through the ultrasonic cleaner just because the machine itself is kind of hairy. And I saw some stuff sitting on the other side of the board, so maybe some junk under the chips. And also just to get rid of the flux and everything. Make it look kind of nice. You want to make it look as pretty as it was the moment it came out of its mother. This board should be as pretty as it was when it first came out of its mommy. You know? Nice and beautiful. I like beautiful boards. Happy boards. David, are you meowing? I'm pretty sure that was you. And now, why is David meowing?
I can't answer that.
Hi, why is David meowing?
I have no idea.
I'm helping keep. I think Katie's on.
Maybe try to speak to Oreo.
My employee's meowing. That's kind of strange. Wasn't expecting to see that. Why? But why? There's no need for meowing. I missed it. I missed it because I was in the other room washing my tweezers off. The board is a mommy issue, then it's from Apple. It's possible. Well, that's that. All right. Did you give your employee a greenie? I should probably give him a greenie. Who was working on an easy board. You know it, Q's Tech. You know it. Hey. Next. Just leave some notes here. I don't know the name of this office chair. It's just a chair. Just some piece of shit cheap chair. Hey. You clean all the thermal compound off of the board before you put it in the ultrasonic. You don't want to because then the thermal compound is going to come off of the board, and after the thermal compound comes off of the board, it's going to get under everything because it's going to be in the ultrasonic and in the water. So you don't want all the thermal compound in there. It's interesting that Apple's starting the negotiating process, though. Bad optics PR if they continue to withhold. No, it's not. The thing is, the tech press is never going to cover Apple critically when it comes to this issue. Like they're just not going to do that because they would lose access to Apple from to be able to cover about everything else that allows them to make money and have stories, I imagine. But I haven't really, I've read no critical coverage of that repair program whatsoever. So they're most likely going to just kind of lap it up and go, they're going to clap like happy seals and things will move on. I'll see. What do you need right to repair? Apple already did it. Maybe by then I'll be retired. It's possible by then I'll be retired and I won't care anymore. It's very possible I'll be retired by then. Just clean my desk. There's a little bit of flux that doesn't want to get off of here. Okay, next. Next machine. I do lag. Oh, you failed, AJ Bones. You failed. What do we have here? What is this? Okay. This is an 820-00928. So I'm going to open up a schematic for the 820-00928. Give me just a moment. We're going to get a schematic. Okay, Paul Daniels' software just opened. Beautiful. I love when the software works without a fight. I appreciate when this software works without a fight. Makes me happy on the inside. So what are we going to do? The first thing we're going to do, I'll unplug my phone because I was charging my phone with the USB-C charger. And we're going to plug in a USB-C amp meter and try and figure out what this thing's doing. Where's Q's tech service? Where are you, Mr. Q? I think he has gone to retitle the upload. Huh? Oh, I'm right here. What are you guys talking about? I'm still here. Stream is gone? Is stream gone? Huh? Oh, this is the old chat window? This is the old chat window. What? Where'd you go? Okay, that was the old chat window. Okay. So the battery I'm just going to unplug, as always. Yeah, my bad. I was looking at the old chat window. Look at Stuart Hansen. Look at how salty he is. Oh, man. Like, rather than just actually state what his complaint, and he had to come in with some passive-aggressive crying shit. There's always one asshole. Always one asshole. Okay. So, over here, we got 5 volts. And can see 0 amps. That's what I guess 20 milliamps. That's not much. And it's not boot looping. So now what we're going to do is we're going to plug it into every port. We're just going to plug it into every port. Now this port is boot looping, but the other one isn't. Okay. So yeah, now typically what we've noticed is that the port that's boot looping is the port that has a USB-C port controller that's not working properly. That tends to be what it is. No, you don't, Stuart. If you did, you'd actually watch those videos. Like I'm sorry, I have analytics. I hear, like, people say that shit every day. And then every single time somebody says that, I load up their comment history, and they comment on everything but the board repair video. It's like the numbers just prove you wrong. I wish people would just admit what they were actually here for. Like, just once. Just be honest. Just for the hell of it, be honest. I do, Ozzy, I do. I have good peripheral vision. Okay, so this port is boot looping. And what do we have on this one? Okay, so every port is looping. So this is kind of like a Sesame Street song, you know? Remember that Sesame Street song? One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Now, what you see is that there's one port that is not boot looping and the other three are. So then this becomes one of those things where you just have to use a little bit of common sense, right? So you have 4 USB-C port controllers, right? You have one for each individual port. The USB-C port controller is this chip. It's called the CD3215, and it is what the charger is going to speak to in order to negotiate whether it's going to put out 5 volts, 9 volts, 20 volts, anything like that. And there's one of these chips for each individual port, right? So you got this, and you have these two over here. So there's one chip for each port. Now, when this chip fails, you could have the issue where where it doesn't charge. Now, because this is a MacBook, it's important to understand, this is Apple engineering here. If one of those chips fails, every port fails. You have 4 charging ports in this machine. You may think, well, that means if one port fails, then I have 3 other ports. No. It's actually quite worse than that. Having more ports means more liability because if any one of the 4 chips fails, none of the charging ports work. So the more charge ports you have, the greater the likelihood that you will experience a failure because there's more chips involved and you only need one of them to fail for this to happen. So there's 2 possibilities here. Now, again, I'm just trying to do some basic pattern recognition. Thank you, I love Scotch. That's very kind of you. There's a couple of things that are possible here. Either if one chip is not boot looping and the other 3 are boot looping, there's 2 possibilities. A, the 3 chips that are boot looping are bad and the one that's not boot looping is good. Or B, the chip that is not boot looping is bad and the other 3 are good. I would imagine that the likelihood of one chip going bad is greater than the likelihood of all 3 of them going bad. So, and further, before I even start measuring the board, one of the things I've said in many of these videos is you need PP3V3_G3 hot to be present in order for this chip to work. However, since we're getting different behavior out of different chips, it has to be something that is not common between all the chips. So for instance, PP3V3_G3 hot being missing would mean that I should be getting the exact same response out of every one of those chips, and I'm not. So I'm going to guess that PP3V3_G3 hot is actually present because I'm getting different responses from different chips, which is not something that I would expect if that power rail was not present. Since that power rail is something that they all have in common, I would expect to be getting the exact same result out of all of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out for this port over here, which CD3215 does that go to? And I'm going to take a wild guess that that's what's wrong. So if you take a look on the charge port over here, on Paul Daniels' amazing software, which you could get at pldaniels.com, that's pldaniels.com, there is typically a line called CC1 or CC2 that actually communicates with the CD3215. And what I want to do is I want to figure out which CD3215 the top charge port is communicating with. Make sense? So you got USB CC1, CC2, USB XA, CC1, CC2. So it looks like the top charge port, which is what I'm looking at, is communicating with the CD3215 that's in the bottom side of the board. So that's the one that I'm going to take off and replace, and we'll see if that works. Hopefully this makes some sense over here. Q's Tech Services here, and also likely not realizing that this is cherry-picked. Indeed. Also, you can see that the screw is missing here, so I'm guessing somebody else had a go at this and failed to figure it out. We very rarely get things that are simple anymore. Most of what we get is something that some other shop tried to fix and absolutely failed at, and then they send it here because they have to either do that or buy their customer a new one because they destroyed it, and it's no fun. So when I saw that thing walk in today, when I saw that PP Bus G3 Hot Short walk in, oh my God, I was like, mine! Like, mine! I'm going to tell Paul, if you do customer service, you are more than welcome to cherry pick any of the devices that you did customer service on. So if you help the customer in the front, then you can pull out all the easy jobs for yourself if they're jobs that you did customer service on. I think that's fair. Thoughts on testosterone replacement therapy? I fix MacBooks, dude. I'm not a doctor. I don't fucking know. Talk to a doctor. I have no idea. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $2. It's just there are certain questions that you really have no place asked. I have no place answering that as a MacBook repairman. These boards are not easy to work on, especially when they have a partial short. What kind of partial short are you talking about? Are you talking about like some of the lines around the...
Sweet mercy.
Let's see. Thoughts? Oh. Are you talking on like the rails that are below 2 volts? That have caps near the PMIC or PCH? Those are no fun. You know, like when you're talking about the lines that are like 0.9 volts or 1.2 or any of that shit, though that stuff is. Yeah. Can I schedule a book appointment? Book appointment? Like book it, prepay, then drop in when it's ready. All I need is a backlight connector to be replacing my 1250. I've never done anything like that before. I don't really have a workflow for that. I do not have a workflow for that, I'm afraid. I'm here for Clinton. Maybe I'll give you some Clinton later. I watch your board repair videos, but I'm not even trying to learn them. I find them soothing. Thank you, Anne. I'm glad that they do something. Glad they're helpful. I'm from UK. I care zero about US bills. I care zero about you, so the feeling is mutual. Let's see. I am here for the strippers. There is no strippers, bro. You're in the wrong place. Maybe that's the master chip that doesn't boot loop. No, they're all supposed to boot loop. I have an e-bike question. How easy is it to build an e-bike with only basic soldering skills? You're scaring me. You spelled soldering. Honestly, you really I only did crimps on my latest bike. I don't do soldering. I haven't done soldering in a while on an electric bicycle. So what I did on my 2020 bike, the unit pack power clusterfuck that blew up, and also on this one, is which works great, is I crimp all of my connections, and they make these crimps that have heat shrink on each side that shoots out this ooze, so that once you're done with your crimp, you heat it on each side, and then it actually it makes it liquid resistant, not proof, but liquid resistant, and it's really cool. But I much prefer crimping than to soldering. The only thing that I really have soldered is XT90 connectors and XT60 connectors, but that's it. But I didn't have a lot of them to do. All the other connections and stuff.
Oh, sweet mercy.
Thank you, host W the most. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's $2 more than I deserve. What's the best way to start board level repair on electronics? To begin. To start. to do something. I don't know. What I would do is I would try to find devices that are really low-hanging fruit, and then so this way you try to build your confidence with easy shit. Build your confidence with easy stuff. I don't know, BL, never heard of it. You inspired me to put Ubuntu 22.04 on my workshop PC while you're offline and Mr. Linux Paint. Yeah, that's the thing. It's actually like, as painful as it can be when really basic stupid shit that you could do in any other operating system is painful on Linux. What I really like is that you get that little kick of dopamine when you actually figure it out and it works. And what my brain is so dumb that it doesn't realize that if I had simply stuck to Windows, I wouldn't have actually wasted that time at all and had to do any of that. But yeah, but it's like I have this feeling of accomplishment even though I did something that in Windows is literally just double-clicking a file. But my brain is stupid enough to feel like that's an accomplishment, and I'll take the cheated kick of dopamine where I can get it. I'll take the cheating kick of dopamine anywhere I can get it. Thoughts on right to repair standardization in software development? I see a lot of companies being stuck with a piece of software because the company developed the software can fix it. I don't really have any, to be honest with you. It's just because I don't really know much about I'm not a programmer. I haven't worked in the software field at all. I don't understand all the intricacies and everything of it. I mean, if a company goes out of business, how are you going to get that company to give you the source code so that you'll be able to repair it? Because like, a big part of the problem that I hear from people is that like a lot of companies, people will say they're stuck with a piece of software, and cause like the company that made it went out of business, and now but their entire system is running on it. Like how would you enforce something like how would you deal with enforcement of that? How do you force a company that went out of business 8 years ago to share source code? Also, I already have to deal with the boogeyman of source code even when I'm not actually asking for source code. So actually asking for source code would be, I think, in my opinion, political suicide for right to repair. Like for me to I've been fighting an uphill battle for 8 years where they say I'm asking for source code when I'm actually not asking for source code. Like, it's not even like I'm trying to Trojan horse my way into getting source code. I really don't fucking want source code. Like when I say that I'm trying to get wheelchair repair, agriculture right to repair, medical right to repair in because I feel like that'll be a Trojan horse to get consumer electronics right to repair in, true. But like, I'm not hiding the ball there. I don't think there's no nefarious motive. But like, if I were to say all these years, I'm not looking for source code, and then I actually say, oh, by the way, yeah, I want source code. It just, like, you see how that kind of, like, that would be political suicide. But then again, it's not like I've gotten much accomplished anyway, so I might as well try. But I don't even know if I should try because it's not for me. Mr. Clinton is over here. Clinton? Clinton? Hey. Clinton. Say hi. Ground myself again. Using open source software is the answer. Yeah, but so much of it, that's the thing. There's a lot of things where the only open source choices suck. I tried Kden Live again the other day just out of curiosity, and oh my god. I'd literally rather just do one-take videos than go back to using that. Like, I remember the only way that I was able to use it to where it was remotely usable, even on a really fast and modern computer, was I had to record raw video or something. And even then, like, seeking was horrible. It's just, I don't know. There's some areas where a closed source software just performs and works and is considerably better and is more intuitive and doesn't crash as often. And I like open source software when it does what I need it to do. Where's Paul? He fixes things more efficiently. Well, gargle my balls, you cunt. He's not here right now. You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me, you prick. Fuck you too. He's off today. Paul gets weekends off. Not everybody here lives in the basement. This one is for the cat. Jay Godsey, you just got... Jay Godsey just gave you $5. What do you think of that, Mr. Clinton? Okay. Let's see. You don't have to worry about a file manager which can advertise other Microsoft software at the flip of a switch server side. And I'm not unhappy to be off of Windows. I'm happy to be off of Windows. Like, as annoying as Linux can be at times, you know, I'm done. Like, all the stuff that I use Windows for, I no longer need. I no longer have a need for. At least personally. Like, you know, it's Steve with his PC 3000 machine and all that needs to use it, but I don't. Okay, so the CD3215 that corresponded to the port that was malfunctioning is right over here on the bottom of the board. So, let's see if any of you see what I see. You know that Christmas mute? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Let's see if you all see what I see. Have you in the Tesla phone? I do not. I didn't even know Tesla had a phone.
Oh, sweet mercy.
You and Northridge Fixer do a collaboration. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. If I ever make it to his part of California. Why not? Let's have some fun. Love your videos and your work for Right to Repair. Thank you, Avel. Will we see new recordings of Right to Repair hearings again? Maybe. Showing up on the last day is honestly like, showing up at the hearing doesn't really get anything done. Like, you know, having grassroots advocacy teams that educate particular interest groups that then show up and say, here's a list of 100 different interest groups that want to see this passed, and if they don't, they won't vote for you. And then having professional lobbyists actually show up and do all that stuff. Like, they do all the real work. All right, let's see what you guys see. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? What about? Null Persona, I want to work on something with the wiki. But I want to work on something with the wiki where people can kind of point out the pro-repair and anti-repair practices of a bunch of different companies and products. I just don't know how to do that in a wiki. Like, I don't know how to structure that. It's something I'd be open to putting money into. I just don't, I need to know exactly what it is that I want to create so that I know I put money into something that's proper. Let's see. Your employees camera shy. They don't want to fucking do videos, Wes. They have no interest in doing videos. Like, I ask them to do videos, I beg them to do videos, I offer them money to do videos. They don't want to fucking do videos. They want nothing to do with this shit. Okay, so the green in the bottom corner. That is correct. So this is something where we may actually be able to get away with a reflow. Because it's not serious corrosion. It's very, very minor. And also, as you see, there's a bunch of dust on this board, so this will have to be ultrasonic after the fact. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the right amount of flux. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, I missed this. Oh, yeah. That's satisfying. That is satisfying. Right amount of flux, right there. I need to reopen my computer repair business, though it's been years since I've done it. I need to catch up with some stuff. It's a great job for people like me with AS who don't want to leave home. Well, if you're good at it, go for it. I thought Northbridge was in New York as well. No, I believe, no, Northridge is in Northridge. That's his business name, I think, because his store is in Northridge, California. He's on the other super expensive side of the country. What if smart people stop supporting companies that steer our culture? Would that be smart? I don't understand what that means. Stop supporting companies that steer our culture. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and push. Da 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 da. 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 Right to repair passes, but only if you spend a year locked in a house with Jen Psaki and Amber Heard. Would you take one for the team? Yeah, that's a fair deal. That's a fair deal. Jen Psaki, sure. Amber Heard, I wouldn't put Amber Heard and Jen Psaki in the same place. Like Jen Psaki is just a White House, press correspondent, whatever. She just has to like cover for the president. That job sucks. Like it doesn't matter who is the president, and it doesn't matter who's in that job. That person's job sucks because everybody's gonna hate them all the time because they have to cover for shit all the time. Like, yeah, I don't hate the person that does that job so much as I hate everything around it. It's not like they're the ones that are making policy. They're just the ones that have to spin it for the press. But Amber Heard, that's different. Like she's not communicating on behalf of other people. Those are her actions. That's the way that she chooses to live her life, That's a different thing altogether. Okay, so what resistor is that was corroded out? So this looks like a pull-up resistor to speak with this main Thunderbolt chip up there. And over here we had a capacitor between a 1.1 volt line and ground, which if it's not short, it should be fine. And the balls that are on the corner of that chip are going to be okay, so this is probably what's going on here. So most likely the SM bus line going to the main Thunderbolt IC over here, U2800, which I think we used to have this for sale. I think we may have taken this off being for sale because we can't find this chip anymore and they're needed. We replaced those a lot. A lot of the times if you have USB 3 when the plug is in one way, but only USB 2 when it's the other way, you wind up having a burned out U2800. So that's a common one. So we weren't able to find that chip anymore, so I'm not sure if we still have that on the site or not. Let's see. I think that reflow by itself may be good enough here, just because it was a really ridiculously small amount of liquid damage. Let's see if I'm right. Am I right? Am I ever right? Am I ever right? No, I'm not. Wait. Yeah, of course you're not right. Why the hell would you ever be right? Why would you get any something simple? Okay. Hey, is what it is. Gonna replace the CD. No big deal. Replace the CD 3215. No harm, no foul. No big deal. No big deal. Amber Heard used the whole Me Too movement for her own agenda and publicity whilst using it as a weapon to make false allegations against Depp until the evidence started to pile up against her. Listen, I'm not saying I'm a really big fan of Amber Heard. I haven't said anything here in defense of Amber Heard. But stories like that, I don't know. Stuff like that scares the shit out of me. Like, I remember going out with somebody many years ago that when we broke up, and I remember having somebody, message me and say, you may want to check this out because this does not sound like something that you did. And I read a blog, and this blog is talking about experiences that were completely and entirely fabricated. And what had happened was I had stopped speaking to her because you can't have this thing where you break up with somebody and you talk every now and then, you let them talk their problems, because you're never going to heal. What you need to do is just go cold turkey and meet other people and stop talking to the person you just broke up with, or else you're going to keep getting back together over and over again. You're never going to leave. Well, the moment that I would cut off communication, she would start writing these blogs that would all this shit in them that was not true, this completely and utterly made up experiences. And then I would call her, and then she'd delete them if I would have conversations with her, which is complete fucking blackmail. And obviously that's something that I think about now, because I started dating this woman very, very early in the whole YouTube shit. But I mean, something like that would blow up like crazy, and with 1.7 million subscribers. Like, I can only imagine what it's like for Johnny Depp. See, you know, it's one thing that I'm noted, like, don't lower my... it's important that I not lower my standards just because I want to have a fun evening. Because you never know. Like, there's many different ways that you pay for shit like that. There's many different ways that you could potentially pay for... pay to have a little bit of fun in the here and now. And it's like that, it's just not worth it. But, you know, I thank God that the experiences that I had where I was not as intelligent or just thinking properly with women happened back before I had a viewership. Because, oh my God, like if I was going out with the type of people that would do that type of stuff now, holy crap, they'd have so much to work with. Like, it would... But it's something I'm very careful of now. Like, very careful of. Well, it wasn't even that, Mustafa. In this case, they knew it wasn't true, but they knew that I would pick up the phone and call them and then speak to them and spend time with them to deal with it. So it was kind of a way of keeping me roped in. And it's such disgusting shit. But, like... But back then, I'd have the ability to just walk away, because, like, who cares? Okay, so, you know, somebody in a blog said that I was an asshole, whatever. No big deal. But now? Oh, dear God. And honest, here's the thing. This is probably going to come off a little controversial, but I don't think it's that bad that you have to be careful. Like, I think people have probably gotten a little too comfortable with not being careful at all. Like the, you know, whole, you know, date anybody, screw anybody, you know, YOLO kind of mindset when it comes to this stuff. Maybe you kind of should be careful. Maybe you should think twice before, you know, fucking somebody or getting into a relationship with somebody. Like, maybe it actually makes sense to kind of vet them a little bit and get an idea that they're an emotionally stable person and they're actually a halfway decent human being and all this shit before you just jump into things. Like, you know, get to know them. I'm not saying, you know, take 8 months to call somebody a boyfriend or a girlfriend or any crazy shit like that, but like, would it really kill you to get to know the person a little bit better? I don't know. I think a lot of people would probably benefit just a little bit from a little bit of caution. A little bit more caution. God knows I would have. You want to get a steak once I finish the CD3215? And yeah, I don't know where it would go. No worries. Hungry, hi? Do you think this is going to work?
It should. I don't know why the refill didn't work. Maybe there's too much flux on the board.
There's not too much flux on the board. I'm going to raise you by doing some more. I'm going to add more flux now. You have my stream on up here? Can you rewind it by about 1.5 minutes and play that over and over and over again for you-know-who? David, you hungry? You hungry? All right. I got a steak, I'm done with this. Are there schematics available for M1 MacBook Pros now? I don't know. I know the newest one has no schematic. I don't know about the, like, year-old one. I think the M1 MacBook Air may have a schematic. It's the newer ones that don't. The Pro, the 14-inch. I don't have one for the 14-inch. If anybody has one for the 14-inch, I'd love it. I wonder if Louis is going to bring cats to New Hampshire. I actually got a trip to make to Ohio and Wisconsin soon, so I may not, because I got a lot more of the U.S. I want to check out. What the why does this chip look so burned? Yo, look at the bottom and the top of this chip. It looks like it is... It looks like it had a rash. Yeah, I'm sure this came directly from Texas Instruments. Jesus Christ. What do you call someone you've been dating but not yet called girl or boyfriend? I don't know, dating? Dating? Maybe just call it dating, you know? There's nothing wrong with calling it dating. The problem that I've had is with people that want to do dating but then call it friendship. That's happened to me 3 times, and each time it ends in tragedy. But, okay, that just flowed into place. And now we're going to see if it works. Refurbished chip. Yeah, I don't know. One way to find out. Makes you wonder if you'll ever settle down and call it a life, does it not? I don't know. Nope, Louis doesn't have a hangover. He drank water and walked it off. Literally walked it off, 7 miles. Just stopping by to say hello. Today's my birthday, so I probably won't have time to watch the stream. Have a good day. Happy birthday, Leo M. Everybody, say happy birthday to Leo M in chat. Happy birthday. Hope you have a lovely birthday. Hope you feel younger this year than last year. That chip came from Kopaz Instruments. She sounds nutty. No, it's not. So I was nutty because I chose him. You know, you got to take a little bit of agency for it. So anytime I talk about one of the bad decisions I've made when it comes to romance here, at the end of the day, it's always me. Because look, I have the choice to choose different people. So if I choose somebody that treats me poorly in any way, shape, or form, it's not her that's treating me poorly. It's me that's treating me poorly because I chose somebody that treated me poorly. So I was attracted to something about you that led to you treating me poorly. I chose to be with you, and then I allowed it. Like, you know, I try to phrase things in that way because it makes it easier for me to take some sort of agency over my own life and ensure it doesn't happen into the future. So I don't see it as them being poopy. I see it as me being poopy. Glad you made it home safe the other night while walking. I'm drunk. But some extra reps of 225 should keep you safe. You know, I actually went down. So I was able to do a set of 11 at 225, and then I went back down to like something like 7 or 8. It was horrible. That sucked. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Oh, here we go. 20 volts. And come on, you prick. What is this 20 milliamp shit? Ah, here we go. 800 milliamps. Bada bing, bada boom. So hopefully that makes sense to you all. Whenever you have an issue with your being stuck at 5 volts, one of the things I suggest you do is plug the charger into each port. Canadian, I'm visiting Texas this week. Well, let me know how it is. Say hi to JW Batteries if you're in the Dallas area. I got to visit him at some point, too. So I got to go to Ohio, Wisconsin, and probably make a trip down to Texas to say hello to Jim at JW Batteries. Anyway, plug in the charger into each one of the ports. And again, just remember that Sesame Street song. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. It's the way I felt when I started in a kindergarten, elementary school. But in all seriousness, jokes aside, one of the whichever port is behaving differently than the others, what you do is then you figure out which CD3215 USB-C controller chip that goes to. So over here, I usually just check the CC1 or CC2 line. So this CC2 line for this port that's up here, because again, the one that was doing it was this port. Well, it's reversed now because of the side of the board, but you get the point. It goes to this chip, and then we saw corrosion on that chip, and then we replace. And there you go. So that's about it for today. I hope that you learned something from these 2 streams. My apologies for the earlier stream where OBS wasn't working and I was kind of being a moody asshole. I'm going to try to be a little bit less of a moody asshole on this channel when doing streams and stuff like this. I hope that you're able to learn something from watching these. Admittedly, I'm doing this differently than I did the old board repair videos where I'd explain every single thing over and over again every step of the way. Hopefully you'll forgive me, but after 7 years of doing videos on the same topic, it's a little boring. So I'm kind of doing them a little differently now than usual. But hopefully you're able to learn something from them. And if you do have questions, please do ask in chat. I'll try to answer things as I go. I want you to be able to follow along and understand things. So even if I'm not willing to explain the whole thing again, what I'll do is I will re-explain. What I'll do is I'll direct you to a video that will answer your specific question. So even if I don't want to answer the entire thing again, I'll try to direct you to a resource that will allow you to learn. I appreciate the work you do. Daniel, Mechanical Engineer and Operations Manager. Oh, cool. Where do you work? That's very cool. Thank you. That's $20 more than I deserve. Maybe the second or third time they treat you bad, but don't take fault for the first time. I don't know, because even the first time, it's like I think that a lot of men have this cop out of like all the women I find are crazy, or there's no good women, blah blah blah, or they're just all nuts. And it's like, do you notice, like, if you choose somebody, let's say if by your definition somebody's nuts, and it's like the third or the fourth or the eighth time that you've chosen that, do you not think that there's something wrong with you? Do you not think that you're probably seeking this particular trait out in people? There's something subconsciously that you find attractive or you find interesting about particular groups of people that treat you poorly. So the same way that when something goes wrong in business, I always assign the fault to me, because if I assign the fault to me, I have control over it, dominion over it, the ability to do something about it. I try to do the same thing with my personal life and relationships. Like, regardless of what it is and regardless of how somebody treated me, at the end of the day, it's, okay, so Louis, what made you choose this? Why did you choose this? And I think it's an important thing. It's important to think like that because it keeps you from making bad decisions into the future. If you're me, you'll probably keep making bad decisions into the future because that's what I do. But at the very least, you could have some self-knowledge so you know that you're doing it as you're doing it. Hello, Chuck. This is a new Louis, yeah. I was vegan from 2015 to 2020, and I quit in December of 2020. I missed the live streams that lasted for hours. We got about an hour and a half out of me today. You're going to talk to Adam Savage about future motion. You're trying to spoil it. You're trying to spoil it. We have a couple of ideas in store for some future content, and I don't want to spoil it all yet, okay? I'm not going to spoil everything. What do you think of the new Dell XPS with all the glass palm rest and practically touch bar function key row? I haven't seen this. Let me see. What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about? Dell XPS laptops. What do we have here? Which one should I look at? Wrong window. One moment. Dell XPS laptop. Dell XPS. Which one am I looking for? XPS 13? I don't see it. This has function keys. Which one are we looking for? I honestly don't follow laptops. I have a ThinkPad P50. That laptop is from 2016. I'm going to use that thing until I destroy it. I have no interest in replacing it with something else because it does everything I need it to do, and I'm cheap. Especially since I stopped editing video. Honestly, I have an excuse to never find that damn DaVinci dongle because what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Yo, what the no, do people even like the touch bar on Apple? What the Bro, you're trying to out-Apple Apple. Are you serious? Where's the trackpad? Also, more importantly, where's the track point? I need my nipple. No, I need that track point button. Firstly, you need a track point button. Without the track point button, this is weird. But mostly, like, this is, when you're coming to Texas, love to meet you in person. I will, Ann. I will. If I go to see JW Batteries, I promise I will make time to see you. I'll make time. Even if you're on the other side of the state, just to be able to say hi. What the? No, because they usually what people do is they copy Apple, and this, you like out-Appled Apple. Because like what Apple did is they had a glass trackpad. But what they said is, okay, we're going to do that, and we're going to make it so that you can't even fucking see where it is. And you have a touch bar. Does anybody even like the touch bar in the MacBook? Like, anybody in the audience here, can anybody... It doesn't have a headphone jack? No, you're fucking with me. There's no way. It's a fucking laptop. This thing costs like $1,000. There's no way this piece of shit does not have a... This is $1,300. This is a professional... There's no way this doesn't have a headphone jack. You're memeing. No, you're fuck. USB-C. Oh my God, you're not memeing. What the fuck, Dell? USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headset adapter. No, fuck you. Put that back. They should have never removed that shit from the smartphone to begin with. There is no reason to remove this from a smartphone. And now you can remove it from laptops? Fuck off. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Explain to me how for $1,300 fucking dollars you can't afford to put a goddamn headphone jack in a fucking laptop. Fuck you. Who the... Like... This is not a budget product. To make room for cooling. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. No, fuck off. To make room for cooling. Are you serious? You serious? Yeah, that's necessary. You got to make the fucking computer like what? The 2 millimeters thick. It's very important that it be 2 millimeters thick, so we couldn't fit a headphone jack. Fuck you. Fuck you. People have been making thin computers with headphone jacks for a long fucking time. Dude, this is a joke. Why the fuck would you? No. 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 I'm not giving people. I would never buy this. Fuck this. Like, I have no I don't know. I have no interest in buying a Dell laptop. Oh, courage. Yeah, remember when they were saying that it's courage? When they said Apple removed the headphone jack. And Apple removing the headphone jack was them having the courage. Yeah, the courage to remove functionality and still charge the same or more amount of money. Most of the stupid stuff doesn't turn out that bad. Headphone jack is still dumb, though. But, like, I want function keys. I don't want this shit. I don't know. Like, am I a Luddite? Honestly, be honest with me. Don't let me fall into an echo chamber. Like, am I a Luddite? I don't like this shit. Like, here, let me show you a proper fucking laptop keyboard. You know what a proper laptop keyboard is? Yeah. Which one? Keyboard. I'll show you. Yeah. No. Let me show you something. C520. Yeah. Yeah. You want to see the best of the best? The true best? My dream? What I would love to have it back again in a computer? I'll show you right here. Right here. This is what I want. This. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Your keyboard is centered. The delete key is where it's supposed to be. Home and end and page up and page down are where they are supposed to be. You have function keys. You have a track point. You have a middle mouse. This is the way it's supposed to be, baby. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's because you grew up with function keys. Kids don't care about them. I like function keys. Normal people don't like the type of keyboard. This is the hipster audience who like their shiny, literally technology that can't do shit. Somebody's going to get fired at Dell, hopefully, in the future. No, they're not. No, they're not going to get fired. They're going to get promoted. Same way that everybody else that took the headphone jack off of every other fucking expensive product got promoted. Why would you stop removing the headphone jack when A, people are going to buy it anyway, and B, it works? Like, why? And every other company removes the headphone jack. Nah. I can't believe this shit's seeping into laptops now. Like, it's one thing with smartphones. Fine, I get it. Like, we lost. We lost the battle. We lost the battle with smartphones, but no. Not with laptops, too. No. It's one thing to have Bluetooth headphones for when I'm at the gym, like having some cheap, shitty pair of $30 disposable crap, but I actually want to use decent headphones with my laptop, and I don't spend money on expensive Bluetooth headphones because Bluetooth headphones are disposable because nobody will sell you a fucking battery for them. Like, can you buy a battery for most Bluetooth headphones out there? You can't. This shit is sealed. Like, to get to the battery in this, I need to destroy this. That is the problem with most Bluetooth headphones. They're literally disposable garbage. And you hear, it's just, grr. You do the type racing. Catherine, I'm probably going to do it next stream. I'm too angry right now. I also got to get myself some food. I'm really hungry. I'll do a type racer stream later, I promise. I'm too pissed right now. Why would they do this? What the fuck? Oh, man. Why, Dell? Why? Check out Linus's reaction. I don't know. I'm too angry to check out Linus's reaction. I want my damn headphone jack. I want my function key. This is a beautiful keyboard. I wish the P50 had this keyboard. This is my ultimate type racer keyboard right here. It's just not just that, the way the palm rest feels on this. This palm rest massages your palms in a way that some silky smooth glass piece of shit just never will. This is beautiful. Also, see how this is curved over here? See how it's curved at the edge? That's so that your palm doesn't feel like it's getting cut the way it does every single time I've used a MacBook. When I use a MacBook, I feel like my palm and you're just trying to cut me with this. This is beautiful. This is luxury. This is like the Mercedes S580 of laptop keyboards right here. It's beautiful. It's not off center. Like, this is sexy. This is sex on a stick. I'm going to steal that from Dave Jones at EV blog. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm depressed. I'm actually depressed now because this means that they have more say than they do. Petition Louis to do a live ordering of replacement parts from Apple and do an influencer review. Email me details of how you would want this to go. Louis@rossmanngroup.com. Louis@rossmanngroup.com. The email will actually go through if you spell my name right. But what replacement parts do you want me to order? You want me to order the self-service repair program or something else? You know, I haven't done an iPhone repair in like literally years. It's been a long time. Like, I think the last iPhone screen repair I did was probably before Paul started working here, around 2016. Yeah, probably 2016 or 2017. So it's been a good 5 or 6 years since I've done an iPhone screen repair. Anyway, I got to leave notes in this ticket. I'm going to get Hi a steak. He earned it. And Alex from Linus Tech Tips finds a new XPS is hard on his hands. No way. You mean that when you make a laptop to be to be like this and then like that with a sharp edge instead of making it like this, like, you know, what ThinkPads were doing like 20 fucking years ago, that they're difficult to use, that they're not comfortable? No way. Tell me more. Tell me more. What did I miss, Anne? Let me see. I missed something, didn't I? Lewis is hangry. I am hangry. But I also think I would have been angry anyway just because of that. I hate Dell more than I hate Mac. I'm in Fort Hood, Texas. I'll check. I'm going to see how close Fort Hood, Texas is to where JW Batteries is. I think JW Batteries is in Dallas, but I don't quite remember. I don't exactly remember. We can be Luddites together. I'm with you, bro. Yeah, like, I don't... That's the thing I never got with the MacBook. Like, the MacBook is supposed to be this luxury computer, but it's actually less comfortable than most of the ThinkPads that I've used, because the ThinkPads have that kind of, like, this on the edge, whereas the MacBook is, like, metal, just right angle. It's painful. It's not fun. But the lack of headphone jack, the no function key, I don't know. I hate the way the shit. I'm probably not going to buy a computer for a long time. I'm going to use my computer until I'm dead. My ThinkPad P50. You know what I'm going to do? Probably one upgrade. I'm either going to get a framework or I'm going to get a ThinkPad with a centered keyboard. I think it's the P1 or the P15. I forget which one they make. There's a ThinkPad P series that has a centered keyboard. No, none of this numpad bullshit. Fuck having a numpad on a laptop. I'm going to get that, and that's it. I'm done. I'll just use that until I'm dead. And if you need more computing power at some point in the future, whatever it is that they're doing is probably not worth doing. I'll be a Luddite. I'll be a proud Luddite. I don't mind it. Like, most of what I do, my productivity is based on me being able to deal with the input in a comfortable way, not based on having a faster processor. You think Apple would try to sue if I opened a repair shop like a 5-minute walk from the Apple store? No, not at all. If you use an Apple logo, yes. If you use them in the name, yes. Opening a store? No, I would go for it. I mean, listen, I tried to go for that shit. I tried to go for it twice. It's just the place that I was going to go for was $45,000 a month, and I am not made of money. But if I was, it would be worth it as a troll. It would 100% be worth it as a troll. Okay. It's about time to get out of here. I'm hungry. Actually, very hungry. So I'm going to put some notes in the chat. Email me the details of what you want me to review for the person who asked, whose name I forget. And we go from there. And we'll have some fun. We'll make this fun. Okay. Time to get out of here. See y'all later.